I just got over to the lease property. I'm gonna plant some beets and carrots over here in a minute. I'll show you how I do that. So I'll show you this plot. This one we've got, this is where we planted the garlic. So you can see the garlic's coming up. I'll get you a shot of the garlic. And then these beds over here, they're empty right now, but prepped for potatoes. And then in between them, I planted one bed of, it's like mustard down the middle, and then sweet alyssum next to the mustards, just to attract pollinators to the garden for pest control. So I got 100 pounds of Yukon Gold seed potatoes we're gonna plant over here. And then it's probably not gonna take up all those beds, so whatever beds we have left over after we plant, 1 2 3 4 5, I got 5 beds there dedicated for potatoes. So I don't know, I feel like I got enough seed potato for probably 3 beds, so we'll probably just like plant some late spring carrots in there or something with whatever bed space we got left after that. So I just leave them uncovered like this, let it rain on them, and let any weeds like sprout up, and then before we plant, I'll just go and flame weed any weeds that are sprouting up. Here, come on. I have Max and Zach here the last couple of days, and they were just like working on prepping the beds. So you can see I got these beds all prepped up right here. I'm gonna plant beets and carrots there today, and then we've got this little area cover cropped because the winter didn't really, I mean tarped. We've got this area tarped because winter didn't really kill the cover crop that we had there real good. So I just tarped it, and then it'll be fine in a few weeks. And we'll plant successions of, I forget what's in the crop plan. Same thing over here. I mean, it's like it's all radishes, carrots, beets, like several different types of radishes, French breakfast, daikon radishes, watermelon radishes. You gotta be careful with watermelon radishes. They might bolt in the spring. I'm taking a risk on it. And that's it over here, the garlic, and then the potatoes over there. And then all this is just gonna be root vegetables. So successions of root vegetables. So today I'm gonna get these few beds planted. And then you can see we took that old high tunnel down that was over there. And we took down that old like ugly high tunnel that was over there too. I mean, it just looks like a brand new farm almost. And then I don't know if you can really see like the area, the new area that I'm gonna open up down there. It's been tarped for a year, but I pulled the tarps up here so I could use them. So pretty excited. I'm gonna borrow my friend Paul's BCS, and we're gonna build raised beds down there, get some compost dumped, and then I'll get the tarp it again, you know. So we're planning to plant our winter squash down there this summer. So I got till June to get it prepped, and then I gotta have we're gonna direct seed winter squash down there like in June. So I got some time, but I'm definitely nervous. It's like a crunch, right? I got a million other things going on, trying to build a YouTube channel, and I gotta build that whole garden down there and plant winter squash by June, but we'll get done, you know. Okay, come on, I'll show you over here real quick. Still gonna like dump wood chips all right here, make this all real nice so I can just drive the truck right into the middle of the garden, you know. We are gonna like try to wood chip all this area so I don't have to worry about like managing the grass or anything. Yeah, I don't know, I think we're just gonna put like a foot deep of wood chips there, you know. Got my guy Damien, shout out, I know he watches these videos too. This guy Damien, I met him like at chipdrop.com, you know what I mean? But then I told him about my YouTube channel, and he started watching YouTube videos. Now he just texts me. He already brought me a load of wood chips at my other farm today. He's about to bring me a load of wood chips here today, so he's about to come through, drop off some more wood chips. I just get mad, like this guy just brings me, he's brought me like 5 dump truckloads full of wood chips in the last 30 days, you know what I mean? And let's get mad wood chips, so I use them because they're free, right? So we're just gonna load wood chips here like a foot deep, and then we just drive the tractor and trucks on it and stuff like that, make it a high traffic area, and then if grass comes back through, I just flame weed it, you know what I mean? Then we add more wood chips. So that's what we're gonna do in that little area. This little area, this I like leased out to some flower growers last year, but I told them they couldn't grow here again. They just cramped my style basically. So I'm taking over these beds, and we're just gonna plant carrots here probably soon, but not today. I'm just gonna plant like 3 beds of beets and 2 beds of carrots over there today, and then I'm gonna save these beds for successions, but we got them all prepped today. They'll get planted in the next 3 to 4 weeks, and then by that time, these beds that have the cover crop under them, they're tarped right now, those will be ready for planting for the next successions, you know what I mean? So just carrots, beets, radishes, successions, and that's it. And it's all stuff, because this farm's 30 minutes away from my house, and I generally have to bring it all back there. So it's all like it's all crops that I can like throw in the back of my truck, and they're fine, right? We can throw them in the back of the truck and drive them to my house and get them in refrigeration there, right? So I can't like grow salad greens over here and stuff like that. So it's all root vegetables and storage crops like the squash, you know. All right, I gotta go get my seeder and stuff. It's in the back of my truck over there, and I got my seeds. We'll get up here, we'll get these beds prepped, and we'll get planted. All right, so I'm gonna plant beets first. So I'm gonna plant 3 beds of beets in the far 3 beds here, because I'm trying to get this done today, because I ordered 100 asparagus crowns and they're gonna get shipped to me in like April. So I'm trying to plant some beets here, get them harvested by like April. I could store the asparagus crowns for a little while, but you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to get them in the ground as soon as possible. So that's why I'm trying to get this done today. So I'm excited about the asparagus that is requested by Blackberry Farm, or Blackberry Mountain, same thing, you know. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. Anyways, we're gonna get back to the beets. We're gonna plant, this is the Earthway seeder, if you're not familiar with it. So this is what I'm using to plant beets today. There's a million ways you can plant beets. The only thing I'm interested in is you letting me know in the comments is if you have a better way to direct seed beets. So I am using the Earthway seeder with the beet plate. So the Earthway comes with all these different plates, and they just kind of go in here. It's not a very accurate seeder, right? So it just like drops seeds in a row, basically like a fertilizer spreader, except like this like digs the furrow, but it doesn't singulate seeds very well like the Jang seeder does. But I've never been able to find a seed plate for beets that works well in the Jang seeder. So if you guys have a recommendation, let me know in the comments, because I'd love to know. And I've tried everything when it comes to planting beets. I have paper pot transplanted them, which works great if your timing is perfect, because if they get too big, you know how beets get a little floppy, you know what I mean? And then when the paper chain unravels, it rips them apart and it just makes it not worth it, right? So that's why I don't use the paper pot transplanter for the beets, although I could, and I might in the future. You know, I do things different every time I do something. That's just it, right? There's no, I don't stick to one thing. Some people like leave me comments that are like negative about like methods I use sometimes, you know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I mean, whatever, dude. I don't always do this. It's one method I use sometimes, right? So always keep that in mind. It's just, depends on the context always. So anyways, I'm planting Boro beets, and I'm planting these because they're pretty fast. They're pretty uniform, nice round beets, but mostly they say they take 50 days. I planted these, I've grown these a million times, so they'll take more like 60 or 70 this time of year probably. Oh yeah, I know what I was gonna say, because I have hand transplanted them for years, right? And that's how I've done it, especially when I was doing this all by myself. But now I hire people, so like when it was me, it was like, whatever, dude, right? I just do it fast. But now that I pay people, it's like, dude, that's not worth it, right? For them to transplant each beet. I get like $1 a beet, right? So if it costs me 10 cents to plant every beet and costs me 10 cents to harvest every beet, plus the rest, you know what I mean? It makes it not worth it. Whatever the calculations are, those aren't accurate numbers, but you know what I'm saying. It's not worth it. So direct seeding with the Earthway, but then this is going to leave them in a straight line and just drop way too many. So I come back in and I pick out, I thin them, right, to about like 3 to 4 inches apart. I mean, it's okay if there's some really close, but generally they need thinned, and it's a pain in the butt, but it is better than hand transplanting in my opinion. So I'm all ears, guys, if you got a better way to do it. Okay, so anyways, I just like dump the seeds in here, running. I'm gonna do 3 rows down the bed. I keep the strings there. It just helps me keep straight lines, you know? So the string, I just follow the string, and then I'll remove them afterwards. So yeah, I'll show you how to do it. I don't know if you see the kids back there, parents about to come pick them up from school. There's a little forest school down here. A lot of you guys didn't watch that video, but the kids go to school in the forest back there. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, so like these were where the Brussels sprouts and carrots were planted, if you watch the fall interplant video. So because we use no-till methods, the Brussels sprout stems are like still here. We just kind of cut them off. So you'll see I just kind of plant, I'm just gonna plant around them, right? So make my rows go in between. It's like crazy, like my mentor Daniel Mays from Frith Farm, that guy's crop plan is like, I'll plant 5 rows of winter rye in a bed, And then his crop plan has like 3 rows of beets that he plants in between the winterized stubble or something like that. Like his crop plan is that detailed. It's crazy. Yeah, and the Brussels sprouts didn't work out good. That was fucking stupid. Fucking, I mean, I grew them because I was gonna sell them at the farmer's market and I could get a lot of money there, but then I stopped going farmer's markets, selling everything to restaurants, and then they just take 120 days. I fuck that shit, man. It ain't worth it, bro. Like, I ate a bunch of them, gave a lot to the property owner, but I didn't sell none of them. It was stupid. Don't ever try to grow Brussels sprouts for money. So dude, that dropped a fucking shit ton of seed. Like, holy crap. I mean, I filled this hopper up and there ain't much left. And I ain't worried about the seed costs, I guess. I mean, they're not that expensive. So like direct seeding and thinning is still the cheapest way that I have to plant beets, you know, because every paper pot tray costs 25 bucks just to plant it anyways, between soil, the paper pot, the seed, all the things, right? I don't know if you can see, I mean, there's that much left. I don't know. Still dropped a lot of seed. Okay, I gotta go get carrots and we're gonna do carrots next. This is like how I keep my like seed packets, right? I think they're like, what are they? I don't know. They're like, I'll show you. They come in like this box I get at the craft store. It's like for maybe like note cards organizing or something like that. You know, like I wouldn't necessarily write on them. I'm gonna have to fix that, but like put a label maker on them or something. And then I just have a whole box filled with all my seeds, so they're always nice and organized and nobody has to like look for nothing, right? So today I'm planting bolero carrots, I guess. So we're planting 700 fucking pepper plants over here this year. That's gonna be fucking nuts, dude. But so I ordered all the pepper seeds from Baker's Creek and they sent me these purple carrots. I'm not gonna plant them today, but I got a raised bed at home I think I'm gonna plant them in. So shout out to Baker's Creek, thanks for the free seeds. I got like 50,000 bolero seeds on me, so that's what we're going with today. I'm only planting 2 beds. And these beds were broad forked for the carrots. I didn't broad fork the beet beds. The soil here, I mean, it's been nice. We're doing good. So broad fork the least amount as possible, but I always broad fork before carrots. I always regret it if I don't. So the beds have already been broad forked. Max and Zach came over here, prepped all these beds for me. So all I gotta do is come over here and plant it, you know? And so bolero carrots. I'm gonna do 4 rows on the bed with the Jang cedar. Shout out to Damien, just texted me on his way with some wood chips. So Damien just texted me, he's bringing wood chips, but you see all the parents down there at the school about to leave with kids. He's coming down here with a dump truck. So I just texted him like, yo man, you might wanna wait a minute. It's a one-way street out of here. So it's always a headache going in and out. Okay, so planting bolero carrots. 4 rows on a bed with the Jang cedar, and the way I figure out what I'm gonna do on the Jang cedar is I go right to paperpot.co. So shout out to Diego at Paperpot. He does not pay me to say that. This is all love, baby, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Diego. So that's where I buy like the Paperpot transplanter, the Jang cedar, and then he's got all these resources on there. So even if you didn't buy anything from him, you can go on his website and he's got all kinds of resources for the Paperpot transplanter and Jang cedar to tell you which seed roller to use and what settings and all those things. So I don't use it perfectly, but I use a seed roller. All right, X24, I couldn't remember. I was thinking the F24. So we're gonna do X24 seed roller. I'm gonna go with a 2, I don't know, I switch it up sometimes. Sometimes I do 1 inch, sometimes I do 2 inch, but okay, so I went with 11 and 11 gear, which gives me a 1.5 inch spacing with the X24 roller. All right, come on, let's go. That was crazy, dude. It was like way bigger than I thought. I thought I was gonna like dump into my garden. It was like super close, but shout out to Damien. See, that's how you get wood chips right there. It's all about relationships, baby. All right, so I got all my seeds planted. I guess now I got watered in. Then I'm gonna grab a tarp down there, Ag 50. I'm gonna cover all this with Ag 50, keep it nice and moist. Come here, boo-boo. What you doing? So after I direct seed my beets and my carrots, then I like just hand water them in really good, you know. I want to saturate the soil, and then I cover it with, this is Agribon 50. It's 26 feet wide, and then I buy it on a 1,000-foot long roll. So I spread it over it nice and tight and put the bricks down on it so that it traps the moisture in for these seeds to germinate, but the light penetrates it still. So, you know, I don't live here and I live 30 minutes away, so this makes it so I don't have to water. I don't have irrigation set up over here right now. I mean, we do, but it's like under the tarp, you know, and it's like February, right? So it's gonna rain. And so water can still seep through that to help keep it moist. That keeps it moist from drying out because the air can't get there, and it keeps the sun from hitting it. And then it's like, it's supposed to be 30 degrees, around 30 every night. So like, you know, not like freezing, but it goes down to 30, and this will keep like the frost off of it so that those seeds can germinate. And then it also helps keep the soil warmer so that they can germinate. And then when they do germinate, because it's light can penetrate it, it'll just kind of push up. They'll still grow under there, as opposed to like a tarp where it would like kind of fry them if they tried to grow under the tarp, you know. So they'll just kind of grow under that until I get here and I can pull it off. And then after we pull these off, when the seeds are all germinated, then we'll install the hoops and just leave this to the side over here. And then that way, if it's going to be cold for any extended time, we'll just leave that flipped over and just let them grow underneath there. And then when it's warm, we'll just uncover it, and then I'll just send somebody over here to cover it up if we ever get any frosts or anything like that. So that's about it for today, guys. It is like getting to be 4:30. I gotta get home, get out of here, go make dinner, all those things. I really appreciate you guys being here. It's good to see you through the camera again. Just been making all those videos from into the microphone because it's been the middle of winter and freezing cold out. So hoping to keep cranking out videos for you, and I appreciate all the support, guys. I'll see you soon. Thanks.